everyone, welcome to Edu-Astro. Today we are going to talk about another great topic, which is the base of all the confusions when we try to look at a chart or a house, specifically looking for an event. Right now, there are so many events which happen in the life of an individual, right? And there are only 12 houses, and every houses signify many events. However, if you were to look at it, you can segregate the sections of life differently, majorly into these 12 houses. 12 घरों में हम इसको डिवाइड कर सकते हैं. जैसे फॉर एग्जांपल अगर फैमिली की बात हो रही है तो मैं सेकंड हाउस देखूंगा. अगर सिबलिंग्स की बात हो रही है, शॉर्ट ट्रैवल्स की बात हो रही है तो मैं थर्ड हाउस पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट. बच्चों की बात हो रही है तो फिफ्थ हाउस पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करूंगा. शादी की बात हो रही है तो सेवेंथ हाउस पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना है. Not only seventh house, there are other things also. But for example, higher education के बारे में बात करनी है, fifth house, ninth house. Enlightenment के बारे में बात करनी है, तो ninth house, 12th house. Profession के बारे में बात करनी है, sixth house, 10th house. Status के बारे में बात करना है, 10th house. Wish fulfillment, 11th house. इस तरीके से there are all these houses have their own events which are dedicated for them, right? And obviously houses will not work alone. There has to be a combination. However, if you need to look at an event, you need to know the major house for that and start looking at it. But will only a house suffice? No. You have to look at the house, you have to look at the house lord, you have to look at the significator or the karaka of the house together to give an answer, because all these three levels, they play different roles. So the house where the event is taking place, for example, we are going to talk about a marriage event today in the example. So when we are looking at the seventh house, the house is the indication. It is the flavor about the signification, and it also shows that when the activation happens, which event is going to happen. That means marriage, seventh house. Okay. Now what? Then we look at the house lord. House lord shows the capability of the event. That means whether this lord of the seventh house, whichever chart it is, say for example, in the seventh house, you have the sign of Virgo. That means Mercury is the lord. So the position of the Mercury is going to tell you about the fruit of the event, whether the marriage is going to happen or not happen. There are other factors, but this is this proper start. House Karaka, that means the significator of that house. So the seventh house significator in the natural Kalpurush only is Venus. Okay? And the type of Venus you have, or the Venus in your chart, the position, the strength, all these things put together, that thing will tell you about the satisfaction level of the event of marriage. These three things need to be put together to understand about one event. So it is this deep. But the example which we are going to show today is only from the aspect of learning, so that you understand how to go about it, because the basics are important. However, to actually go to the deepest level of the signification of the event, you need to look not only at D1 chart, the natal chart. There are other charts, D9, then there are many, right? But specifically D9 we also need to look at. Then we need to look at the other aspects also. So having put that together, then you can say, okay, this is what is going to happen with the marriage or that specific event of the child, right? With that, Nilajji, we will go through a chart, and we would really want you to explain out to our viewers how it's impacting, how it's affecting, so that people understand that you just cannot go ahead and take one thing and predict something. There has to be a method, and that method is what we are going to talk about. There you go.
Okay, viewers, welcome back again. So today I'm going to explain you the importance of house lord, and the significator of that particular house. So here in this example, we will understand the marriage, spouse, and marriage life. So for that we need house, we need house lord, and we need significator of that particular house. So let's take a example of that. Here, if you see the seventh house is a Taurus sign. The planet is in the seventh house is Mars. The seventh lord is Venus, and the significator also is Venus. Now let's see the example, like okay, what you observe first here. Here, when you observe the seventh house, what we have said, mentioned here, is the house is the indication, the flavor, uh, flavor of the event. So marriage is the event, right? So how is the marriage is? So here the Rashi and the planet Mars place, the nature of the spouse is very active. The nature of the spouse is hilarious, courageous, also aggressive, also headstrong, also because it's the Taurus, the Rashi, the nature of the spouse is very adamant. See, here I'm mixing the Rashi and planet. So the house signification and the planet is there in that house. So I'm going to mix that. So one can say that the spouse then nature is adamant, headstrong, courageous, aggressive. Also, if you see the Rashi, the nature of the Rashi is stability. Nature of and Mars is passionate. So the stability and passion in the relationship is always there. Now, if you go to the Rashi Lord, so Rashi Lord Venus, Venus is being a seventh Lord, placed in the eighth house. Strong possibility of getting money from the spouse family, because the Venus being the Lord. Now, what we say, that Lord is a responsible and indication of the fruits. So, being a Venus is the Lord of the seventh house, goes in the eighth house. So, after the marriage, you will have an indication of getting the money from the spouse family. The personal uh, sacrifices needed to maintain the long-term relationships, because the seventh lord goes in the eighth house. Now from the lagna, if you see, Venus is in eighth house, but if you see from the seventh house, Venus is in a second house. So the maintenance will be there, but from the lagna it is going to be difficult, because that eighth house is a difficult house. So the planet goes in that eighth house. Right now I'm not putting any weight on the Jupiter or any weight on the Rashi. I'm just right now focusing on Venus, because right now we have to see house lord and the significator. But when you make this prediction, you have to see all the part. But when you do, if you don't know how to mix the signification, then it's very difficult, and one will get more confused about it, and we will forget about the Venus, because we have to first put more weight on the Venus and Mars, because Mars is placed in the seventh house. Another thing, being a Venus is a significator of marriage. Venus plays in uh, benefic sign, because Mercury is a lord of that sign and is a benefic sign. even though it is in 8th house, still is a benefic sign. And Venus is sitting with Jupiter, another the biggest uh, benefic planet. So the and there is if you see, there is no aspect of any halific on Venus, and Venus placed in 8th house. So I would say that Venus will give this native a good result. Venus will sustain the marriage part. The person will get many financial benefit or many resources through spouse. But again, we have to, the second part, we have to see where is this Venus is going in D9, which is another scenario altogether. But if you have like only single chart, D1 chart, so the main purpose to see from the D1 chart, house lord and house significator, so you can tell any stories about it. You can predict any things about it without looking any divisional chart, and that is the whole point. If you don't have a habit to see the divisional chart, still you can make this very fine and very tuned prediction through it. Now if you uh, find dasha antardasha of Mars and Venus, this event will be happen very prominently. So during the Mars dasha or Venus antardasha, or during the Venus mahadasha and Mars antardasha, you will see whatever I said, the all the significations will going to happen.
And on top of that, if we take Mars Dasha and Venus Antardasha, right? Mars, Venus is placed second to Mars. And when we take Venus Dasha and Mars Antardasha, Mars is placed 12th to Venus. Right? Now we also
Correct.
have to understand what does this position of 1 and 12 mean, second and 12 mean, right? So there are many aspects which we also have to consider when making a prediction, apart from just looking at one house and one planet. Correct. And in
So he,
as
yeah. So here we are not right now looking at the 12th Lord. We
yeah,
are, because we are here focus on marriage and marriage life and spouse.
yeah,
But if you watch once again the 12th Lord, so there are a lot of expenses
expect
also going to happen.
correct.
As you said, that Venus is 12th from Mars.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah, you know. So
expenses
so
are there. Then there are many other things which can come out just like that. The point is, basics and foundations need to be strong. If the basics and foundations of planet, houses, Rashi, and the rules are strong, then it becomes very easy for anybody who's trying to learn and grow to get to the details even from the D1 chart and then move into the deep dives of the divisional charts. There is no problem there. Right? With that, I would really suggest all our viewers and listeners, we have our foundations and basics courses running, and you can enroll at any given point of time. The details are given below. And at the same time, you can contact us for any specific information. When you are taking this technique and applying it on your charts or any other charts, whatever observations you have, please do write in the comments, and we can certainly, help you with any specific queries.
I'm going to repeat again that house is the indication, the flavor of the house, how the house is going to behave. House lord is a responsible house lord will create house lord will make the event happen, and the significator of the house lord is will show the how is the event, what is the fruit of the event,
Okay.
how is the flavor of that event. It is going to be good, it is going to be bad, it is going to be very very good, or it is going to be very dull. So that significator, so three major things here: house lord and house significators.
Super. With that, thank you everyone, and thank you Nilesh once again. We will be back with another deep dive video, and till then, bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.